And Cate picks up pocket eights under the gun. She's going to open this up. That's Cate Hall. You've heard about her. She's made quite the splash on the tournament scene and the Twitter scene over the last year or two. Very animated with politics on Twitter. Very successful WPT player. She's done great things over the last year. And look at this. She flops middle set. Andy flats the big blind with king 6 off. A little bit of an ambitious flat in the big blind. Now he has top pair. So he's in a bad spot here. Knowing Andy, he might check raise here, but he does just call. It's an under the gun raise, so it's pretty strong. Turn card's an ace. That's a great turn card for Andy because it'll be easier for him to get away from it. But Cate has a set and backdoor heart draw. A lot of ace-X that Andy could have here. So I like the bet by Cate. I think you certainly should be betting this a lot. She obviously has the best hand here 100% of the time.
Bet big, right? What did you bet, 5?
She bet 5 into 575.
There we go. Just what I was hoping. Big bets.
The problem is that this board hits her range and that her hand looks so strong here.
He's got a king.
Oh, he calls. But
she knows.
Her range.
6 on the river.
Her range is so strong.
Wow,
oh
I called
my God.
it. I called it.
But it is a heart.
Nah, she's going to go big, though. 1,300. Maybe a little less. Maybe an overbet would be nice here.
No, I probably wouldn't overbet here
because
the hearts get there and it's harder for Andy to call. It's just his hand is kind of capped. Yeah, he's capped at 2 pair here, but not ace king.
No, he's not capped at 2 pair. He could have.
He could have a backdoor flush. Yeah, he could have a backdoor flush.
But if you bet big and he raises, then you can make a decision.
What his only backdoor flushes are 5x.
What's he gonna bluff the river with though, as a bluff to a flush? Queen Jack with a queen of hearts.
I'm saying he's capped in terms of his hands that he's not raising with here on the river.
He's very rarely raising, and that's why she's gonna bet big. Watch.
16. Wow, she overbets.
I told you.
Wow.
Wow.
You know your Cate Hall.
Look at me. I do not. I just know poker.
It's an overbet where you're going to fold if you get raised.
He's calling. He might think about it, but he's calling.
Yeah, I think he is.
He's got 2 pair.
He calls.
He can't fold.
Yeah. It's a great bet by Cate for sure. Obviously, it's lucky that Andy makes 2 pair in the river. It's hard for him to fold there after he calls the turn and then improves his hand like that. But, you know, her hand looks like ace-king.
They reward him when he double strategies with the queen 10 suited, right?
Shout out to Israeli Ron in the chat. What up, Israeli Ron? What's up, Jimmy Bluffett, a.k.a. Joey Cocker? All right, we have a raise from Keefe with 10 deuce off, and now Cate Hall in the cutoff with ace-king. Does she know enough about Keefe?
Oh, I mean, she's just getting in here all day.
Yeah.
He's only got
he doesn't have much.
4,200 effective.
Yeah, I know.
Israeli Ron, what up?
23.
And now Dan sitting with pocket eights on the button. A huge 3-bet by Cate. It's a 2,300. Basically just saying, let's get it in, Keefe. I think Dan's going to fold here. Yeah. He's not going to put in almost a third of his stack.
I know. It's like a thing.
He's not going to put in 30% of his stack here.
I play
What's that,
PT,
20,
I should just say this now. Somehow I have
7% of his stack.
I mean, if he does anything,
oh,
he's
look at
gonna
this.
go all in, right?
Only for calling.
Oh no.
No, he's still thinking, right?
No. This is an interesting situation.
Called?
No. Brian Kim got dealt 3 cards here
Oh.
in the small blind.
Yeah.
It's a dead hand.
Yeah, because there's already that.
Yeah, that would have been sick.
Yeah, that's yeah, that's like a brutal.
Oh wow. So he's folding it out of turn. He has 3 cards. But how does that affect? I guess it just counts as like a box card?
You know, he's like,
Because they don't know which one is. Oh, I guess it's just the burn. Okay. Because it doesn't matter which one it is. One of them's a burn.
would have been dead even if
That makes sense. Wow, that's crazy.
debating to put one in your pocket and then make the call with the other 2. What if you rolled up aces?
I would have been pretty sad.
Yeah, Dan folds. Good fold by Dan, I think.
Oh!
Whoa! Jack with kings, and he just snap shoves.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think Josh had the queen 10 suited.
Wow.
Showed that.
How does Jack pick up kings on the 25-50
gotta be-
1-2
It's got to be a little tilting for Josh. He puts in the double straddle and he has to fold the queen 10 suited.
Yeah. 25-50, 100, 200, and Jack picks up kings against ace king.
I mean,
wow.
it's like 20 bigs. What's 4K? 20 bigs?
Yeah. Just snap shoves. What a spot.
She would hate me. She'd never smile at me again. She would never smile at me again. I'd lose it. Oh, yeah. She's beating you in the throwing away a big
You have like 6 stuff?
She's beating you in the 5.
And now Cate calls. Easy call.
Oh, okay.
She's ahead, flipping a lot.
Okay.
Running it twice.
Yeah, you're hitting for sure. Yeah.
They're going to run it twice, so Cate has to hit an ace
Jack
on
or
one of
queen?
them.
Right, Jack. No? Nothing.
I have fucking 2 pairs! I think you don't know anything. How do you have 2 pairs?
Did how do you do? He hit 10 deuce.
Actually, not kidding. Actually, not kidding. I hit top bottom best, unfortunately.
Second board. So ignore the graphic there. The 2 runouts kind of messed up the graphic, but Jack does win both with his kings, and he takes it down. Nice spot for Jack. Doubles up on the double straddle.
If I had only 2,000.
54 total.
Too bad I had 3,000.
Is there a limit to how big this game you guys can stream? I mean, would you guys ever have like a 200, 400 game or something?
Sure.
It's possible?
A certain rich
Inside out of my pocket.
poker player, businessman who might be friends with Dan Bilzerian, we're trying to get him at some point.
Whenever I'm not
So how much is
Be cool.
You know who that is?
Yeah. BP?
Yeah.
13?
We're working on it, man. We're working on it. We got big things coming.
Yeah.
All right, I'm confident.
Okay.
Man, how fun would it be to hang out with Perkins, though?
And then that.
Just
Yeah, just look at this one. Just look at this one. I'm sorry. We're a little bit sloppy back here. That was going to be one of my questions for you. Was like, who are your favorite players? Like, because obviously you know you're in my top 10 favorite players in the history.
Here's a hand that I'm.
Yeah, call it. Call your own hand.
All right, Charlie opens, I think, +1. I flat a cutoff, or I think I was hijacked, but yeah, okay.
You can see
I
you
guess I'm cut
have
off.
two queens.
Queens.
Oh god. Oh god. This is not.
Yeah.
I'm already nervous for you.
Yeah, this is a spot where I think Charlie's range from +1 is much higher than people realize, and
95. It's going to tell the coin to go.
I can still profitably 3-bet queens here probably, but it's
For sure.
also good to
Mix 'em in.
flat, and you get people squeezing behind you because they assume his range is a lot wider
People
than
tend to
it is.
squeeze with kings anyway.
Yeah, so this is kind
Unfortunately.
of like this is the desired result
Is this-
when I
okay.
flat queens is to flat and then back raise against somebody with a 10K stack. It's like the perfect spot. So I'm loving it. And
You seem really cheery right now. I think there might be a queen coming.
yeah,
Don't give spoilers though.
yeah, no spoilers.
Did you call or back raise here?
I back raise.
Let's go.
Are your friends showing you those heads? Yeah.
I do not blame you at all, but I'm poor, so I probably would just fold.
Great.
If somehow I was sitting at 25-50 game, though, I'd be playing with some other animal's money, so I would be in. I did play 25-50 one time back in Nam. But, like, I was going to ask actually about cash games and tournaments. Like, do you consider, like, yourself a tournament? Like, people would be like, oh, Cate Hall, she's a tourney donk, you know? Like, but I know you play tons of cash games. Come on, you read Twitter, Cate.
I
4-bet to 3,800. Why'd you choose that size?
you know, it's just like a function of his of his stack size, he's gonna.
Right.
He can't really appeal to that size.
It's essentially all in.
No, but I'm just saying where you.
Yeah, he's just not gonna appeal with a 9,500.
And he's all in. And here comes the queens. All 4 of them.
Running it twice. They are running it twice.
All 4 of the queens right here. That's what I'm rooting for.
Leave 2-3K, like for every.
That's my unhappy.
Heart. We got hearts. Oh, this is going to get pretty. Ooh. One of them's coming. Too cheery back here. Or maybe you're just a professional. Me, I lose 3 pots. It's over. Man, you were good at what you do. Wow, you were good at what you do. That is great.
Just emotionally detached.
You're keeping it thorough in
Yeah.
here. I'm sorry to see that, Kate.
Nah,
I wasn't needling. I did not know the results. I assumed a queen was coming because you're being so nice.
I'm happy enough to commentate, but I decided to take a walk after that.
Yeah, that's a good idea to take a walk. I like talking. I like taking walks.
The chat is actually kind of hilarious.
It is. I wasn't even watching the chat.
Well, there.
Yeah.
3 really big hands there. 8s, ace, king suited, and jacks. Button versus 2 blinds could have got a lot bigger.
Yeah.
But Josh played the hand well and took it down.
Definitely. Josh's playing well. Haven't seen him straddle all in for 7,000 yet.
Oh, you missed it.
That means he's playing well.
He did.
I know. I'm saying.
No, he actually did.
Today already?
He did it for 4,600.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, much, well, actually that's bigger
Not
because
quite.
it's a smaller game. No, he did. He lost a couple of big pots, and then he made it was like a triple straddle hand against Alec Torelli, and Alec flopped 2 pair and check raised, and Josh was just floating with king high, and he turned top pair, and Alec like bombed the turn, and Josh ended up going all in, and that's how Alec has so many chips. Alec won like a $40,000 pot against Josh, and so the very next hand, Josh just straddled his stack for 4,600.
Wow.
And everyone folded up.
Everybody folded that time? Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, that was really interesting when he did it against Doug Polk, where Doug Polk isolated 60,000 with like
insane.
the whole table behind him. It's like, okay, DJAF. I'm taking this 7.
Look, wow, look at this turn card. Amazing. Alec barrels the flop with a gutter, and Kate calls with a flush draw, and Kate turns top pair with a flush draw, but Alec turns the nut straight. Wow, this is huge.
This is sick. And he leads right back in, as he should.
He's got the straight now. He bets 1,500.
She's wondering if she should go ahead and...
He bets almost pot on the turn. She can't fold. Top pair and a flush draw. He bets 1,500.
What's her stack?
He bets 15 into 1,675.
Yeah, I think she's going all in.
She's all in, yeah.
Yeah, she has to with that stack. I mean...
Is that stack right? Oh, she has more. Okay,
Yeah.
it's 5K more than that. Okay.
Yeah, even with that,
I was gonna say
think
it has
it's
to be more.
jam. Even if it's I think if it's a stack of anything less than 10K, she's shoving.
No, she just calls.
Oh, wow.
She has like 5K extra behind, guys.
Okay,
We'll fix
so
it.
okay, so she's got more behind.
Deuce on the river now, and she might have to pay Alec off. Really interesting spot. But then again, what does she beat here? She's beating worse flush draws, but she has 2 club
Worse
blockers.
Flush draws, bluffs.
She has the bluff blockers, though. That's the problem.
King, queen.
And he just shoves. He shoves.
Let's see if I can take a look here. 2, 4, 6.
Yeah, she's got over 7.
7,500. Yeah, that's
7,500
quite
here.
a bit more.
An extra 6K. So she's got 7,500 here.
She's got a decision here.
Yeah, and there's a little under 5K in the pot, so it's like 4,700 in the pot, and he just over jammed, so she has to call off like 7,500.
She's already been running kind of bad. She's already lost 2 buy-ins, I believe.
When you're stuck a lot, she stuck 1 buy-in, but she just lost a couple big pots. When you're stuck a lot, is it a better time or a worse time to make a sick hero call?
I don't think that should have anything to do with it. That's kind of part of the problem. Is you're hoping that you're able to play the same regardless. So assuming that, you're wondering if people are now playing at you, assuming that you're going to tilt, or are they playing respecting you as a good pro, and are they not going to try to take advantage of that image? So that's what's going through her head right now. I know she knows if she's going to keep playing, that she knows she's going to play well. So she's now thinking, well, how does he perceive me? And that's kind of part of what's going on, as well as hand ranging and all the other stuff. I mean, Alec's a live guy, and I know Kate plays a lot of live poker as well. So I would be talking to him, looking at him. I mean, I know he might be good enough to reverse Yeah, she's.
non-GTO call.
Yeah, now she's starting to talk to him. There we go.
Block like most of your blocks.
Gives her a smile. Yeah, this is the interesting stuff right here. When you get into a really tough decision like this, this is the stuff that can sway it one way or the other. Not giving her anything. Puts his stack back.
I mean, the fact that she has clubs makes it less likely that he has clubs. The fact that she has Jack in her hand makes it less likely that he has Jack 10, right? You're just you have cards in your hand that block the hands that you're hoping he has. Okay, so Jack 10 obviously beats you.
6, 7.
So you don't expect him to have too many jacks, but you don't expect him to have clubs because you have clubs in your hand. And
6, 7, 8, 9s. She blocks some straight draws, king, queens, 8, 9s.
Would he turn 8, 9 into a bluff
Right.
and bet turn river? Probably not.
Right.
And so what are you really beating here? The fact that you have 2 clubs in your hand makes it a lot harder to call. He's obviously not valuing a worse hand.
Possible spades,
And so-
ace 8 spades, X.
But
ace
again,
8.
he's not going to turn that into a bluff with a pair. I don't think Alec would do that.
On the turn?
No, but turn and river. Then overjam river. I don't think he's
I
going to
think
barrel
by
chip.
the river he knows that he's beat, so I think he would if he.
You think so?
Yeah.
I just feel like Alec's going to check back turn a lot with that hand.
Okay, then the turn maybe he changes the line. Yeah, that I could see.
I think that he has sets obviously.
Yeah.
He has 8s, 3s, 10s. He has like 10-8 suited combos. That's really it. But I think that his bluffs are clubs, and you have 2 clubs in your hand.
Yeah, this is really tough for her because there's a lot of image stuff.
But
how I'm perceived. Is he just going to bully me because he thinks I'm stuck so much and I don't want to lose more? Or
if you don't think he's turning a pair into a bluff, then
Yeah.
you have to take out all the club combos that are like 8-9, like 8-9 suited clubs and spade combos, 8-9 spades, or 7-9 of spades and queen 9 of spades gets there.
I mean, she doesn't really have any straight blockers.
7-9 of
6,
clubs
7.
and queen 9 of clubs and clubs and spades, either one of those hands, like those ones get there. And so that's a really, even though she makes top pair, it's a really bad card for Cate in terms of hero in the
She has
river.
to weigh that against value hands. What value hands does he have? Sets, straights, and then she has to question: is he turning queen jack, king jack? Is he value jamming those types of hands? She has to weigh the hands that are bluffs and pairs with missed draws against his value range. And his value range seems pretty thin on this board, Straights and sets seems likely. Is he going to go? Does he have a jack here? Is he going to fire ace 10 here?
I mean, also just is
10-8.
Alec the type to overbet jam as a bluff? Like, is he the type to do that
Yeah.
against Cate? What does he think of her?
Yeah.
What does she think of him?
Yep. All this is going through their heads.
Chat, type 1 if you think Cate is going to call here. Type 2 if you think she's going to fold. She's still thinking.
Here we go.
1 if she's going to call, 2 if she's going to fold. What do you guys think? Let us know.
I mean, I can't even. This would be a pure guess. I think she's gonna call, but I would not put money on it.
Want to bet on it? Yeah, no, hurry up.
No,
I
I
wanna bet
just said
against
I
it.
would not put money on it.
So you want to put money on it?
30 seconds.
All of your other bets against me.
You're an awesome prop better,
Yeah.
and that's why I'm such a fish.
You bet me.
I'm
You
down
bet
so
me.
much.
You bet me that the Sixers wouldn't get 15 wins this season.
Oh.
They had like 20 at the All-Star break.
Here you go. And the other one's probably even worse.
The Nets
the
are the
Nets
worst
would
team
get
in the
20.
league. And what do they have now?
The Nets
like
would
10?
get 20. Oh, Jeremy Lin.
How many wins do they have? Like 10 or 11?
9.
9? Still stuck
10
at
or
9?
11.
They had 4 when we made the bet, too. They were like 4 and 3.
No.
I'm sick. She makes the fold. Great fold by
Wow.
Cate Hall.
Awesome.
Okay.
How they were $30 a hand.
US.
Yeah, I spoke to Negrano about it. He said he thinks that pretty much everyone's like there and probably expect them to suck.
We're talking about Danny Negreanu.
Yeah, I mean, you could have goat there.
Guess there's a big high roller bowl coming up. It's all booked.
No, it's in like an hour.
Yeah, I was gonna. They had filled up before I had a chance to.
Oh, you lost the
Reg.
lottery? You lost it? I would have bought a 1 ball, maybe a half ball.
What is it? 500K or 300?
Only 300.
Oh, it's only 300 this year.
I would have bought a half ball. Leo, would you buy a half ball if you played the 300K?
A 0.5%. Well, how much is that? $300? $600? Man.
No, 3,000 would be 1%.
Oh my gosh.
So it would be 1,500.
Oh my gosh. 2 big hands here.
We said, when do we get Keith in the Players Lounge?
Cate
Yeah,
3-bet.
I'll make it happen. We'll do a Players Lounge with Keith. That'd be hilarious.
Oh, hell yeah.
Somebody said that hand with Sam and Cate was Hard Rock Poker Night in America women's cash game.
Oh, thank you very much.
All right, so we got 9s versus Ace Queen. Cate 3-bets. Alec might just put this in. Flatting, I mean, is okay, but she only has 5,700 behind, so you're not really getting the right price to set mine.
She didn't add on
But-
when she was down to that 7,500.
But you could certainly call here if you think you have the best hand a lot and just dodge certain flops. But he just shoves. No.
No, he does
Sorry,
just call.
he had a 5K in his hand.
Oh, I tricked you.
Tricky.
Tricked us.
He's trying to get a reaction. So he just
It's
calls.
all an illusion.
Okay, now it's an easy fold. So I think it's okay if you think you have the best hand a lot and you just dodge a ace, king, queen type flop and you can put it in, right?
So, I mean, is that really the question? Are you really hoping to dodge an ace, a king, and a queen? I mean, that gives you
have
about
to
a 30,
dodge
that
her
gives you about a
range.
30% chance
You got to dodge your range, right?
of dodging. That's
I mean,
going to be tough. I think he has to specifically just decide what she has and
Yeah.
dodge that.
But I'm saying he has to know in his hand.
He has to be willing to put it in with a queen high here.
He has to
basically.
know in his head what
Yeah.
what flops he's folding or continuing with.
Right.
And so whether it ends up being correct or not, you
Right.
just if you're gonna call when you're not getting the right price to set mine, you have to know what flops you're getting. 25, 50, 100, 200. Jack is last time we played 25, 50, 1-2. Jack woke up with kings and got a double against Cate's ace king. And look at this, it's really round with queens.
Let's go.
What a great spot to have a huge hand when it's a double straddle.
That is a great feeling.
Ron's gonna make it around 600 here. Let's see what he goes with. 6 or 7.
Yes, I'm sure Charlie has all makeup. All that $5 million wasn't profit, guys.
And the thing is, Ron can actually.
Cate has jacks. Oh God.
Oh my God! We just said it was the same thing. Like she had ace king last time. She's all in. Oh my God! She had
Tough
ace
day for
king
Cate.
last time when Jack had kings in the double straddle, and we're playing 25-50-1-2 again. And as Ron has queen, I mean, this is just a tough day for Cate. She had queens against kings. She had ace king against kings, and now she has jacks against.
I think
queens.
she's played great, honestly. I can't think of one pot where she's played bad. I cannot think of one pot, and she's just lost like.
I mean, she made a good,
25 grand.
She made a really good fold with the jack 6 to
Yeah,
one hand.
she played every hand right, and she lost 25 grand. That's how poker is, you know.
Oh, okay. Twice? No.
Go ahead.
Wow, it's just such a bad day so far for Cate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's still having a better day than. Never mind.
Burn and turn, burn and burn. Push them all up. Burn and flop.
They're going to run it twice here, so they'll play 2 boards for half the pot each. The first one goes to Ron. The second one. got some backdoor equity
rough
here.
one for Cate. There she got out. It's not coming though. It's
King
not her
eight.
day.
No.
Yeah. It's not coming.
60 lost 4.
I can borrow from you at 5, right?
Tough day for Cate Hall so far. Not what we wanted to see. Her first time on live with the bike, just not going very well for her. Just really not doing anything wrong, just kind of running into it. I mean,
I guess Cate Hall.
Have you seen the movie?
She has an interesting scarf. Well, Mike has a nice, chain
I can see you sitting in your backyard.
thing going on over there.
I'm just saying Cate Hall because she's the most attractive person to
Well,
me.
there you go. Yeah.
The kitchen scene, I'm all over that. 400. Ryan. Ron.
So we got a pot brewing here where Alec opened pocket nines. Ryan calls.
150 call, and
Pocket
then
eights.
a kind of a small
his hand's polarized.
3-bet
It's
to
either
400.
like
Very
aces
small
or queen
3-bet
deuces.
by Israeli
Not
right
anything
here.
else.
Now, will Hall mistaken this 3-bet as weakness and try to put in a cold 4?
I think Hall is thinking about putting in a cold 4, less based on game flow, more based on her card. She said, okay, I got an ace blocker, a 10 blocker. This is a good hand with which to 4-bet bluff. However, it is a little bit ambitious to do with the offsuit ace-10, especially when this is the first hand that Israeli Ron has entered the pot.
I will fold kindly. Mike needs
1650, by the way, is a
huge-
very large 4-bet size here.
Or suited, yeah. Suited I call. Suited I call. But suited, this shit I don't call.
I understand. Aracını adresa.
I don't know if I played the tournament recently, but I played it a couple years ago. It was pretty good.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Israeli Ron shows the ace-king suited and folds. Is Cate Hall going to show? It looks like she's not.
King.
Don't play no more poker.
To go ahead and stick it in there with the ace-king suited.
Probably winning that pot because I'm going to bet something you said gets checked around on the flop. And then
But Cate Hall makes a nice bluff and takes down the pot.
She might not say something. Oh, she folds. I'm going to call. You're going to call. Yeah. I mean, I might lose if an ace or a king or an 8 comes. Right.
250.
So we see our first limps of the day here. Josh limping the king 5 suited, Israeli Ron. The jack 9
Mike
suited.
said, don't make fun of me for not raising. Oh, no, sorry, he just calls a raise from Hall. So a couple limps and Hall raises in the high.
Hall isolates, is trying to isolate the king 10 suited, king 10 offsuit here.
Which hand?
And Mike calls it now. Ron calls with the jack 9 of diamonds.
Let me guess.
And Josh lets go the king 5 of spades.
Mike flops trips. That's a pretty good flop.
Israeli Ron with a flush draw.
Before I turn a king. I king.
How does the action go pre-flop?
Check.
300. But it's a 400 straddle, so the pot's already like $1,000 in a huge hand.
So I turn a king, and he has queen 4. Too bad.
How much money was in the pot on the flop?
Mike raises, puts Ron in a tough spot. Flush draw.
So what was the flop?
And he
How
folds
were you in the
quickly.
turn? How did you see the
bet,
turn?
he checks, I bet he makes it 3,000. I call. That was where I should have called.
With king
Ron
high?
not even considering there. Do you think he's played a lot with Mike to think that Mike is only doing this with an 8?
No way.
You said you played a decent amount with Mike. Do you think Mike's capable of mixing it up on this board with nothing and just try to represent an 8?
I don't think Mike usually has nothing here. Sometimes
So he
he'll
was
be
representing 2 balls and you were
kind of
representing 4 balls?
clicking button-ish with a hand like pocket 6s, but he's never like doing this like queen jack of clubs.
So here you have Cate Hall calling Mike's check raise on this board. I don't understand her call on this flop. I don't like it.
And she's definitely going to call here again.
I don't know what she was thinking on the flop, but now when she turns a pair of 10s, she certainly will not be folding. I agree with you.
No, not a 4.
She's facing a $1,300 bet, which is about half the size of the pot, so she's facing a small bet here on the turn.
And Mike's not that deep, so Mike's got 2,500 left according to the graphic. He might have a little bit more, but pretty close.
You know what? I pull out my phone app. I do the coin flip. That's never
So
been
Hall
wrong.
calls, and let's leave the river.
Oh my god, I'm so dead.
3.
I know, dude. I know, and I did. I was like, fuck you, coin flip app. And it's like, no.
Mike looks away like he doesn't like that. River.
That's exactly what it did.
He jams.
I
He bets
won for you
2K.
so much,
Like,
coin flip app. So you gonna do this to me right there?
I think he bets like 2,400, maybe like
That's never wrong.
300 left or something.
So the bet's about 2,200. Cate Hall table talking, trying to get a reaction out of Mike, asking him if he's going to show her the hand. As played, I can't imagine that Cate Hall is going to fold here for less than a half pot bet.
Yeah, she's getting great price. She beats all the hands that she was trying to beat on the flop. So I think as played, she should be called. Do you think this is an advantage of being a female at the table? You can kind of chat it up on the river like this, versus like I would feel kind of awkward just trying to get information here, especially if I'm not friendly with that person.
Right, yeah. I definitely, from what I understand about Cate Hall, from when I have played with her, she's talkative at the table. She's trying to pick up on what people are thinking. And She's getting a reaction from Mike, trying to read into
more
it.
and beautiful and 10.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was wondering what the filler
Those
words
are the
were.
3 words. He just put them all on the line. In any sequence, he doesn't do it.
I thought I heard
10
you're
more beautiful.
You're more beautiful than a 10.
More beautiful.
Maybe
Oh,
it's a
there's
9.
10? Oh, then.
Maybe
Then,
it's a
that's
9.
4.
I say it's a beautiful lady. He's better than a 10.
She's better than a 10.
She's better than a 10.
Well, he thinks you're underwrapping your hand. You're saying you have a 10, but you have better than 10.
Or maybe he's talking about something else.
I think unwrapping.
I think you're wrong.
I think
understand
unwrapping
Mike.
may be what he has
Mike
in mind.
said you're more beautiful than a 10.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what he said.
Like who? Bo Derek 10? Like that?
That's basically what he said. And
He's putting her on Charlie's
then he
territory.
referred to unwrapping, and I think he meant something a little
Hey, you
different
still
there,
have some
too.
chips. I'll bring him to your house tomorrow. I'll come by. We'll have some coffee.
What's he doing? He's splitting them?
Well, he's saying that if he's assuming that if she calls, he may lose.
Oh.
So he's doing the show, you know. We're on the show after all. Ryan, are we on the show? How many hours?
Are we live? 5 hours.
Oh.
Well,
Well, Mike bet 2,200, and he's getting ready to leave. In the event that she calls, he may not be good.
Oh, I just look so dumb.
It's a show, right?
That's an
That's
awesome
what I know.
response.
It's a show. It's a show within the show.
Yeah, but that.
Do you want me to call?
Up to you. Thank you for not calling. What? I think you dropped it already.
I feel sick. I should have just folded the flop here.
Cate Hall saying what we all were thinking.
You can bring the cash.
You know, with his English, when you ask him whether you want him to call, he might be thinking you're asking him out for a date. So you got to be a little careful here.
Okay, guys, his hand's already.
Harry
taken
with
a
all
long
the jokes.
time.
Yeah.
Let's not distract her from making a decision.
Anyone have a coin flip app?
You want a $25 chip?
Yeah. Who did the bucket the other day?
This is a long tank for such a small bet. I'd be tempted to call the clock
3
here
to
if
1,
I
I'll
were the
take
other
his
players
hand.
at the
You want to
table.
lay 3 to 1? I'll lay 3 to 1.
Nice one.
She finally calls and
I mean, he's so
sees the bad news.
Ryan, I was playing 3 to 1. Yeah, that's that.
I mean, I would have given you 4 to 1.
So Mike effectively
Really?
doubles up in that hand.
I wanted, huh?
You don't
4 to 1?
drop the cards.
I would have taken
Nice to
3
flop
to 1.
trip.
English is not good.
Info. Sometimes we just end up missing more stuff because we don't have as much tools as we do if it was on a full delay.
9 of spades.
Josh limps in. Cate makes a 400 with pocket sixes. David calls as well.
Josh looks really different without his hat.
Josh, who limped, decides just to fold.
Check.
Cate flops bottom set, and she checks. And David's going to fall for the trap. He does have a gutter.
625.
I'm always like 50-50 on boards like this of whether or not I should bet it. I know that most high reg players, like higher than me, are always checking this, but I always just fall back into like, oh, there's just so many cards, especially on a suited 2-spade board, that really just give my opponent.
You mean if you were Cate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because she did raise this pre-flop.
Right.
And she made it 400, and then she checked when she flop bottom set, which of course most of the time people do. But I'm always just of that old school thought where I should just bet this in this position, because now I I'll overthink myself way too much. Now a 4 came, now there's a 1-liner to a straight, and there's if a spade comes, and I get myself caught in this, in my losing value.
I think
too
Kate's
much.
going to definitely call here again once more. She has 10 nuts and nuts because David just never bets like 2 pair here. So if the river pairs, she's going to be good almost always. And she does make the call. And I suspect the reason that she decided to check the flop is because she feels like overall David's going to like that flop better than she does, and that's why she opted to check. The river's 9,
Oh, it's
obviously
gross.
a
It's so
really
gross. See,
good card.
like I said, right? Like what? Really?
Yeah.
And I put myself in these spots whenever I feel like every time I check a big hand like this, I end up in spots like this. And it's just so gross that ace 10 would get there, but it does all the time. And now Cate is just put into this position to check, fold, or call.
I think she leads.
Does she really? And so again, then this would be like
She
the same
leads
situation
1,500 and
where you're willing to fold, right, to
Yeah.
a raise.
And David immediately asked her, how much do you have behind? That is not what Cate wanted to hear.
I'm all in.
All in.
And then this is just an instant fold. And she can use this, you know, if you're talking about game history, if she paid attention to when this happened to Ron, right? Ron bet, the guy raised, Ron called, and she saw the guy down. You can't, you just have to understand that games change as you move up in levels, and the players that you want to play against get a little more leniency than you or I will get.
It's like, maybe this time he's bluffing. He's using his image for the last 8 years. No, he just has aces. No, just aces. That's so sick when you have a tight image. It's like, well, now they're going to bluff because they know they're tight. And it's like, no, it's
1,050.
Him being tight is one of so much money.
So we have a raise from Josh. We didn't see his whole cards. Cate Hall making a big 3-bet. Her sizing today has been big and big. She's coming over the top here with the 6-4 of diamonds.
I wish I had blonde hair.
Now, something that I know about Josh is that he easily can have not much himself here because he's basically a little mini tilt. He had words with David. He lost that hand, which he had top 2 pair. He didn't like it. So he does not have to have a big hand here. And that also does not mean that he's not going to call.
So does that make it a bad spot for Cate Hall to be taking?
I wouldn't be
6
3-betting
high?
him right now. No, not unless I had aces. And of course, this is a great spot because now you've got the guy who's possibly tilting. You got him right where you want him. But in this case, 6-4, he easily could have 5-7. He could have his entire range at this point because he's not in the mood to fold.
Check.
2 diamonds for Cate, as much as she can hope for with a hand like this.
Good flop for Cate. Not only does she have 2 diamonds, she has some backdoor straight possibilities that could come on the flow cards, come on the board.
1,400 the bet.
She bets 1,400. Saw Josh was really eyeing her up, so I think he liked this flop. He does, and he's calling.
Go. Thank you.
And if you can narrow any 2 cards range at this point, I'm going to say Josh can have any straight draws, 9-10s, 8-10s, king 10s. Here he can have a queen, he can have a jack. He's really looking at her, which leads me to think that he could have a stronger hand here than we think. He could even have better diamonds at this point. It goes check check.
He checks again on the river. Interesting to see if Cate Hall will bet here. We saw her earlier in a spot like this with a hand that flopped some equity. She bet flop, check turn, and then she got to the river and she realized she was kind of at the bottom of her range, and she turned that hand into a bluff. I'm going to be really interested to see if she takes the same line here in this spot.
And I think she really has to. The problem that really sucks is because she started this hand against a guy who's in no mood to fold, you really hate having to put a bet in here because he can easily snap call with an underpair. When he's in this frame of mind, but at the same time, how do you check behind with 6 high on this board?
But this is the only game played. No, I'm saying like they might not even make shuffles that fit our ideas. Oh, I get what you're saying. I guess the World Series has them. Yeah. That's probably the only place that has one. Not two.
Hey.
Oh yeah. Waiting for you.
Yeah.
3,200.
3,200, I heard, is the bet.
Don't have ace. Just doesn't have ace. That's why he's not playing.
So she really goes for it. And now if you're a Josh, you basically have to construct.
Because I'm a genius, or I just played so bad.
Nope, you're a genius. Oh, well, the fold is really bad if you had a big hand.